Hey everybody, welcome. Jack Robertson Arena on the campus of Coastal Alabama South as the Bears and the Coyotes tangle on a Friday. Robert Williamson set to bring the coverage. And yep, Kamari was supposed to be here tonight. I was supposed to be on my way to New York City. Georgia Military College playing Monroe University tomorrow. But you know, Helene had a little something to do with my travel plans, so we've still got Georgia Military tomorrow, but we're going to do things a little differently. Kamari's got tonight off. I think he's working tomorrow with the SIAC. So you're stuck with me on a Friday. Everybody, welcome aboard. As the Bears and the Coyotes tangle, taking a look at the starters for the Bears. Katie Dozier, Haley Liverett, Cabri Redding, Callie Williams, Daisy Baker, and Mary Beth Edmondson. And the libero is Ella Michael King. Meanwhile, on the other side of the floor, as it is driven over for the point by Alleman. Obviously, you've got Sarah Alleman, Rachel Wilson, Brianna Sanders, Haley Binkert, Jennifer Shipman, and Cameron Brown. Part of the starting lineup with Sophie Sanchez, the libero. Coming out of the game so that Kinsley Martin can serve is Brianna Sanders. Martin on the serve. They got the back set, stepping up, driving it across Dozier, blocked by Alleman. And that will go out of bounds. Volleyball today, volleyball tomorrow. As a matter of fact, Bevill State again tomorrow as they will take on Coastal North. And Jared Bells will be there for the coverage of that one, as well as the matchup against Pearl River for the Coyotes from North. Over it goes to Redding, and Redding will drive it. Got fingertips on the way out. And Bevill State picking up the point. Dozier serving. 9 aces on the year for Dozier. A total of 137 for Bevill State. Dropped over to dive for it. Binkert and Sanchez. I think Binkert actually dug it out. Over to Liverett. Martin in the backcourt. With two-handed Binkert shove. Over to Williams, and then inside the antenna by Liverett. Shipman gets it. Binkert free ball sent over. Into the backcourt to Baker. Left side shoved over by Redding. Over to Alleman going cross court. Hits the rafters off the fingertips of Dozier. And the Coyotes will build a 4-2 lead. And Sanchez going back to serve. Four serving two. Over to the mid part of the floor, driven over by Edmondson, drops it in front of the in-line. And the Bears turn it into a one-point ball game. Abby Butler checking into the lineup. Serve, 1 ace on the year for Butler. Alleman first. Brown the back set. Binkert driving it. It is blocked by Redding. And that will go out of bounds off of Binkert. And we are knotted up at 4, Bears and Coyotes, with Abby Butler again on the serve. Sanchez able to go and retrieve, bumped over by Brown. With the back set, taking it from the right side, that is Edmondson. Binkert getting it over that front line, but the libero is there. Valakade Weiss now in, playing that libero's position. Into the backcourt to Baker. Over it goes, left side Redding. It'll be blocked back over by Binkert. And the Coyotes take a 1-point lead. These two teams have already met once this year. And it was a Coyote win in 4, 3-1. The block over there this time by Wilson. Alleman serving again. Alleman 16 aces on the year, best on the squad. Next best is 12, and that is Baker. Redding sending it over. Wilson reaches back, able to drop it in front of Weiss. And the Coyotes will take a 3-point lead. Bears coming in with a 3-19 mark, looking for their first win in the North. Of course, this is a South Division opponent, so it is out of conference play. A little stumble by Baker while trying to make the set. And the Coyotes will take a 4-point lead. So a 3-game swing through the area for the Bears. They will play tonight against Coastal South, tomorrow morning against Coastal North, and then at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon against Pearl River. And a net violation apparently. Sure looked like Alleman had gotten there and that Brown had sent it over. But Alleman did kind of travel underneath the net in the process. Bailey Orion, she will serve. Nobody better at serving up aces than Ori. But only gets one serve in the rotation. Back over to the Coyotes with Bankert serving. As a team, 72 aces for the Coyotes. 9 serving 5, Bankert with a serve. Abby Butler, first pass, a little strong with the Sanchez pass, but a nice job of bringing it back by Alleman so Wilson can kill. And Bankert will serve again. An 0-16 hitter on an 0-96 hitting Coastal South squad. There's 3 Bear wins this year. Again, not against non-ACCC teams. They've all been against Mississippi teams, Region 23. Timeout on the floor, Bevill State. It is Coyotes by 6.
It's the dreaded appointment. You've put it off long enough. You've run out of excuses. And now you've got to face your fears head on. Fortunately, there's someone there who won't hold your feelings against you. Somebody whose efforts instead will give you your best selfie smile. You'll thank her when it's over. Be somebody. Enroll in the Dental Assisting Program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Six-point Coastal South lead. Opening set of play. And if we only play 3, Bevill State is 1-11 in 3-set matches. And pass just a little too tall for Baker. And the Coyotes are 3-4 in 3-set matches. Too strong from Bankert. Coyotes would like to win their first Friday match. They are 0-2 on Fridays. And one of the 3 Bevill State wins came on a Friday. They were 1-5 when playing on, the 5th day of the week. Alleman pumping into Sanders. She'll send the free ball over. King back in as the libero, too strong with a Dozier drive. Coyotes by 7 with Rachel Wilson serving. Wilson 9 aces on the year, 117 hitter. Nibble the top of the net for Dozier, but able to bring it over and unable to return it Shipman. And Callie Williams will serve again. tops on the team in aces, tied with Mendoza. 23 total. Baker to Ottoman. Setting up Sanders. It is blocked but out of bounds by Baker. And the Coyotes able to maintain that 2-for-1. Scoring 2, forever Bear 1 point. Baker with the drive. Sanchez over to Brown. Sanders driving it down the line. And Coyotes take an 8-point lead. Last Coyote game before a big matchup on Monday in Andalusia against LBW. Before creating some issues, that is the second Bear that's tripped up a little bit. Williams trying to go for the set. And got stuck in a bear trap. Brown sending it over. And that is a drive from Ori. Meanwhile, for Bevill State, we know the next time they play is in, what, about 16 hours? 11 o'clock tomorrow morning in Bruton. Bumped over to Redding, and Redding drives it too long. But Coyote claws. So the point awarded to the Bears. And Daisy King will serve again, the freshman outside hitter. A 190 hitter on a 127 hitting Bevill State team, which, by the way, is number 2 in the conference in blocks. And we'll get the hand of Williams off the drive with Shipman. Brown setting up Shipman again, and this one won't be returned. And the Coyotes with an 8-point lead. Kinsley Martin serving. Well, they changed the scoreboard here. Well, that's what I've got. They had it at 18. Got a little ahead of themselves. Bumped it back to 17 for the Coyotes. Binkard sending it over. Able to get there for the opening pass lever. Driven by Redding, but a little bit long. And Martin will serve again. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you do, if you're the next one, that'll get us to 5,100. I think we are one away from 5,100. And you might be thinking, well, my subscription insignificant. No, all are significant. But the next one has us to one of those landmarks. Martin to Brown. Free ball sent over by Alleman, and it will go wide. Katie Dozier to serve. There have been 80 sets played by the Bears this year. And Dozier, who is serving, one of 4 who have played in every set. Setting up Alleman, drives across court. That will bang around the rafters and hit near the scorer's table off of Dozier. And the Coyotes getting the serve back. Sophie Sanchez, 5 aces this year. Their Forte Diggs leads the team with 129. Adds an ace to the ace total, though. Bumps it up to 5. Where Coastal South is concerned, 1, 2, 3, 4 as well that have played in every set this year. Sanchez again on the serve, had 5 aces coming into the game and has 2 already this service rotation. Sanchez sending it over to Baker, got the back set. Leverage shot block. Over goes to Redding, dug out by Sanchez, but Brown wraps it the wrong way. Martin tried to dive and save and couldn't. And the serve will go back over to the Bears. Abby Butler, an 086 hitter. Martin there first. Brown setting up the mid part of the floor. Alleman drives it over. Butler was there for the pass, but unable to get past number 2 was Weiss. And the Coyotes matching their largest lead of the set at 9. Served up by Alleman. Alleman able to get to it. Martin will bounce it over to Brown. Brown getting it over that front line, diving, trying to return it, Redding. And there is the game's first double-digit lead, 23-13 Coyotes. Alleman again with a serve. Over it goes to Edmondson, drives it to the opposite side. Brown, and that will get Baker and go out. And the Coyotes at set point. Coyotes need 1, and the Bears need at least 13. And you got apparently 2 hits. Yep. On the shove over by Williams. Hit it twice in the opening set. Is a Coyote win. 25-13. We're done with 1. They swap sides of the floor. Set number 2 coming up 3 minutes from now.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Happens so quickly. 1 minute you're driving to the store and then you ask yourself, am I hurt? Are they hurt? Who should I call? I just want to go home. And then someone appears. Somebody who lets you know you're going to be okay. Be somebody. Enroll in the EMT program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
1 set in, Coyotes win that opening set by 12 as we get ready for set number 2. A reminder, a lot of stuff coming up this weekend on JockJive. Tomorrow, Bevill State and Coastal North at 11 o'clock, and then North at 3 o'clock taking on Pearl River. We'll have those 2 for you. Got football from New York, the number 6 ranked Bulldogs of Georgia Military. I hope they made it. Left last night at about 8:30. headed towards New York City, hopefully ahead of Helene. And we'll take on Monroe at 1 o'clock Eastern. We'll have that one for you. How about a little baseball, too? Heck, got volleyball, football. Baseball as well, Saturday and Sunday. 4 games each day with a 10 a.m. start. Jason Thompson will cover tomorrow, and I'll head to Wicksburg for Sunday's coverage. And we're working a couple of games for the SIAC on ESPN Plus. Let's see if I can remember off the top of the head. Fort Valley State and Savannah State and Lane and God, 3 out of 4 is not bad, right? Can't remember that 4th team, the team Lane is playing. But we'll have those on ESPN Plus. Opening point belonging to South. Brown getting a hand on it. And then a miscommunication between Ottoman and Sanchez. Both thought they were on a collision course. So they both back off, and it will drop in. And the Bears pick up their first point. Into the net with a Baker serve. And the Coyotes will be serving. Sanchez doing the honors. 5 aces coming in, but had a couple of aces in the prior set. And Sanchez couldn't dig that one out. We're knotted up at 2. Looks like everybody for the Bears, Alabamians. That one from Mississippi. Otherwise, all from Alabama. And the Bears may have grabbed their first lead in the match, 3-2. I think they tied the game up a couple of times in the opening set, but never have had a lead. They do now. Sanchez digs it out. Binkert will dink it over and drop it in front of Williams. So the serve back over to the Coyotes. Ottoman. $16 Ottoman aces. From the right side, Limerick. And it's a 4-3 ball game with 4 serving 3. Coyotes have got some from Mississippi, some from Alabama, some from Louisiana on the squad. Abby Butler will serve. Got the back set. Binker drives it. Nice block there in the mid part of the floor by Edmondson. And they got a net violation and a 5-3 barely. And Abby Butler serving again. So Butler again on the serve. Brown bumping it to Alleman. Over it goes to Wilson, and Wilson bangs it off Butler. And Pinkerton will go back to serve for Coastal South. 12 aces for Pinkerton, who's played in 34 of the 40 sets. She has played in every match. Over to Brown. Brown driving it. Butler is there. Setting up Redding. Redding with the tip over. Pinker to the backcourt. Ottoman to Wilson. And Wilson will drive it through the Edmondson block. And we are knotted up at 5. Pinker again with the serve from Lillian, Alabama. 4 hits on the Bears side of the floor. And the Coyotes will grab the lead back. It's a 6-5 advantage with Bingert again on the serve. In the corner to Butler. And that will go out of bounds off Wilson. We were here a couple of nights ago. Bishop State took on these Coyotes. Coyotes hoping for different results tonight as compared to the battle of the Wildcats. Sanchez, you could see her turning her hands as the ball was approaching, trying to decide how to position the hands for the pass. And it sails on her. Ori serving Sanchez to Alleman. Little dink over by Sanders. Baker sending it into the backcourt to Binger. Wilson aiming for the corner. And Butler will hit it the direction opposite where she was hoping to go. And Wilson will step in to serve. Sanchez coming off the floor. And Shipman checking back in. High into the air off Vice, able to get there, Butler. And that will go off Edmondson into the net. And Wilson will serve again. Looking to the sidelines, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Coyotes that have not yet been on the floor. Got a feeling they will, though, before the night is over. Most of them typically do. King sending it over, Sanchez, and then Brown misfiring. Firing blanks, trying to drive it from the right side. King serving again. Sanchez there, Alleman with a set to Shipman. Shipman dropping it in front of the libero King. And we are tied up at 9. Meanwhile, on the Bears side of the floor, looks like everybody that's stressed out's been on the floor already at some point. Brown sending it over. And somehow able to bring it back onto the floor was Baker. It'll go back over to Baker, tips it across Brown there. Sanchez setting up Alleman. And Alleman will drive it into the net. And the Bears take a 1-point lead. Butler coming off the floor, Liverett in. Back to serve is Williams. Sanchez, Brown, that means a free ball's coming. Alleman into the backcourt, giving an opportunity for the Bears to attack. Baker to Sanchez. Over goes to Alleman. She'll drive it off of the block of Liverett. Kinsley Martin coming back into the game. Sanders will go out. Martin launching it over. And that is a kill for Dozier. And Dozier going back to serve. Capri Redding coming back into the game. Bailey Ori out for the Bears. Pinkert getting to it first. Sending up Sanders. Williams able to get underneath. Blocked there on the net by Shipman off the shot from Redding. Back over to Redding, two-handed shove, but she hit it twice. And we are tied at 11. Sanchez back to serve. Both teams riding a losing streak. Both teams trying to break that losing streak. Alleman aiming for the sidelines and goes a little long. Bears have lost 8 straight. Coyotes have lost 3 in a row. Ace delivered by Katie Dozier, her 10th of the year. Bears have not won a home or away game. Their wins have come on a neutral site. Brown able to pull it back onto the floor. Binkert, perfect placement. So away games, Bevill State 0-6. Coyotes here at home 3-2. And he's shot over by Leverett. Back to a 2-point Bears lead. In the game is Abby Butler to serve. (14 serving 12), set number 2 after the opening set was a Coyote win. Trying to take that commanding 2-0 lead. Wilson, shot blocked by Edmondson. Over goes to Redding. Martin, what a great job of getting a fist on it. Free ball sent over by Sanchez. That'll go out. Martin's got deceptive agility. Able to get to some stuff that you wouldn't think she could. Well, the liaison is Callie Williams. And it's gone to the official, now to the bench. And now back to the official. Nope, back to her spot. So I'm not sure what the conversation was, what the message relayed was. But Binkert serves, and we're back to the volleyball. Setting up Redding, and Redding off Sanchez. Back into the game is Bailey Ori. Ori from Addison, Alabama. Serving in a 2-point game. And I think 2 points has been the widest margin of separation. It's been a very close set 2, but no longer 2. It's 3, the lead. And Ori will serve again. 19 aces on the year for Ori. Number 2 on the team in Diggs. Alleman. It's supposed to be a back set for Wilson. Timeout on the floor, Coyotes, as the Bears build a 4-point lead.
Being a patient can make you feel helpless and vulnerable and scared. You're dependent on others to get well. Your care is in someone else's hands. Someone who, up until today, might have been a stranger, but somehow they know how you're feeling. Somebody who sees you as more than just a patient. Be somebody. Enroll in the nursing program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Bears building a 4-point lead, forcing a Coyotes timeout. Here in set number 2. Coyotes taking the opening set 25-13. Ori Sanchez setting up Sanders. It is dug out by Butler. Over to Baker, and that will find its way through the Wilson block. And the Bear lead goes to 5. With Ori again serving. Gets the ace off Sanders. And the Bears now draw to within 6. of tying things up at 1 each. Sanders there first. Ottoman scoots to it. Wilson sends it. Horry able to get to it. Baker flicking it over. Sending up Brown to the left side. Butler to Baker. Sanchez digs it out. Back set. Sanders blocked by Baker. And I never heard the whistle. But the pair got into the net. And Wilson will serve for the Coyotes. Wilson with 9 aces this year. Kind of like a bowling ball situation. Brown and Shipman stumble. Brown came up a little bit gimpy, favoring that ankle. But apparently okay, stays in. Wilson out of the game. Shipman checking back in to serve for the Bears is Ella Michael King. Sending up Brown. Brown shot blocked. And the Bears 4 away from a 1-1 game. King serving again. The sophomore libero. And a split duties between she and Weiss as the libero. Shipman sending it over. Weiss on the sidelines and King with a dig. That'll go long. Cameron Brown on the serve. 8 aces, but an error there. And the Bears need 3. The Coyotes need just about 3 times that. Bears to tie it up in a set each. Coyotes to take a 2-0 lead. Over to Shipman. Illegal block. Coyotes still in the hunt. Hoping to go on one of those lengthy runs that get you back into a game. They need 9 before the Bears get 3. It was a near Martin ace, but a good job of digging it out by Horry. Baker into the backcourt to Brown. That was just too strong from Brown. Shipman tried to pull it off the net and couldn't. And now it is Ottoman coming over to chat with the official and then sharing the information with her coach, Dr. Richie Delaney. Served up by Baker. It was like Brown had eyes out the side of her head, knew there was an opening on the floor, and just threw it over. Sanchez with a serve. Baker trying to decide if it was going to stay in or go long. Returns it. Brown bumping it to Sanchez. Over to Baker. In the backcourt to Baker. Redding will drive it from the left side. Martin able to get there. And the Bears have drawn to within one of winning the set and tying things up at 1 each. Served up by Dozier, but into the net. Coyotes have got to play flawless. Bears need just 1. And there's a flaw. We are knotted up at 1 each. Coyotes win the opening set. Bears win set number 2, which means we've got to go at least 4 tonight. 25-13, Coyotes win the first. 25-18, Bears win the second.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
The University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Not up at 1. Coyotes the opening set. Bears set number 2, 3 and 4 coming up. And don't forget, tomorrow these Bears travel to Bruton, taking on Coastal North at 11. And then the Coyotes will take on Pearl River at 3. Jarrett Bells on the coverage for both. Bulldogs and Monroe. Junior college football tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central. And toss in some baseball this weekend, too. Good to be working with the ABC Fall League. And Jason Thompson's going to be there Saturday. I'll have there Sunday, Wicksburg. 4 games each day. And we will have it all right here on JockJive. And if you watch some SIAC on ESPN Plus, we'll be handling a couple of games for the conference. We head into set number 3. Rachel Wilson to serve for Coastal South. 1 apiece, which means we got to go 4. 3's not going to do it. That's dropped into the corner. And Bevill State will take the opening point. Well, if you're looking at 4 set matches, Coyotes 1-0. And the Bears 0-6 if this one goes 4. Served up by Baker. Binkert there. Over goes to Brown, and Brown smashes it over. Not an up and 1. And Brown serving. Where the Coyotes are concerned, 1, 2, 3 Coyotes that do not have an ace. Shot over by Redding. And I think the corner judge, the line judge, not sure, didn't make a call. And the referee did. And the Bears take a 2-1 lead. Katie Dozier. Bankert first pass. Brown Over to Alleman, and Alleman will drive it. Tied up at 2. Tied at 1 in the sets and tied at 2 in the points. Kinsley Martin serving. 11 aces for Martin, but an error there. Well, again, you want to be one of the top 4 teams in the North and one of the top 4 teams in the South. Of course, your preference would be number 1, but you just want to get to Sand Mountain and then take care of business there. Then you need to be one of the top 4. Baker picks it up in the backcourt, shoved over to Redding. Redding going long. And right now in the South, Enterprise State, which just beat LBW 3-1, has sole possession of first place. LBW number 2, with the lone loss in conference play to Enterprise State. 3 is Coastal North, and 4 currently is Bishop State. Redding will drive and drop it in front of the inline. And in the North, Calhoun is number 1. Wallace Hansville number 2. I know. That's a little unusual, a decade of dominance. And it certainly doesn't mean that Wallace Hansville isn't going to dominate again when you get to the conference tournament, but they're not number 1 right now. Martin able to send it over the net. Wilson shot blocked by Baker, and then Brown will send it not over but under the net. And it's a 5-3 Bears lead. Then you got Sneed State and I believe Southern Union in the North. (6-3) Bevill State lead. Served up by Ori. Ottoman there. Brown with the back set to Binger. Vice errant pass, and trying to track it down was Williams. Coyotes will trim the lead to 2. Looks like members of the Coyote baseball team here. Edmondson driving it over. By the way, a big thank you to Daniel Hebb, the AD, and all the Coastals. Allowing us the privilege to be able to bring you coverage of volleyball, and before you know it, we'll be into basketball, and heck, we'll be into softball and baseball before too long. And it won't be that long before we're looking at what, 25, 26? Bankard serving and does so into the net. (8-5) score, and 8 is serving. Callie Williams floats it over to Wilson. Back set back to Wilson, aiming for the corner, but goes long. The Bears have got a 4-point lead. Callie Williams, 23 aces this year, tied for the team lead with Mendoza. Mendoza, I'm assuming, injured. Or either she's wearing a different number. Let's see. The roster says no. She's wearing 1. We have not seen Mendoza on the floor, though she has played in the 80 sets prior. Floated over to Baker. Back set. Driven over by Liverett. Baker can't return it. Well, there are 2 Bears on the sidelines not dressed out. Actually, I guess 3. One of the 3 I know is Dayon Johnson. I think Sanders was, or make that Shipman was looking for more power behind the shot, but she'll take it. It's a point nonetheless. Ace delivered. 10th one of the year from Brown. Turns it into a 2-point game. And it's followed by an error. Served up by Katie Dozier. Back set. Williams able to get to it. Baker will bump it over to Liverett. Brown to Sanchez Alleman. Lobs it into the midcourt. Dozier's there. Setting up Redding. Drives it from the left side. Bingard with a dig. Tipped over by Shipman. Nice Bingard save. Shipman trying to shove it on over with one hand. Couldn't. And Dozier will serve again. Alleman to Brown, and then Alleman tipping it over. Picked up by Liverett. Free ball sent over by Baker. Over to Shipman, and Shipman will one-hop it in front of Baker. Turns it into a 3-point game with Kinsley Martin serving. Hey, thanks, by the way. I don't know who got us to the 5,100, but somebody did watching. We appreciate that. Of course, you know what it means. We're now going for 5,200 subscribers. Eventually shooting for 6. Then we won't be happy with that either. We'll need 12. We'll get 12 and 1. 24. You know, it's kind of a vicious cycle. Abby Butler serving. Got the back set. Shipman into the backcourt to Baker. Over to Redding. Drives it from the left side. And the Bears will build a 5-point lead. Abby Butler serving. And we, by the way, talking about subscribers to our YouTube channel. Should be a subscription button somewhere nearby. Alleman went really, really high. Got the bench with that shot. Was hoping she got fingertips, but didn't. And the Bears are up by 6. Vice in as the libero. As it is served by Abby Butler. Back set. And Shipman got up. Shipman couldn't bring it over. And the Coyotes one time to talk. 16-9 Bears in set number 3.
Happens so quickly. 1 minute you're driving to the store and then you ask yourself, am I hurt? Are they hurt? Who should I call? I just want to go home. And then someone appears. Somebody who lets you know you're going to be okay. Be somebody. Enroll in the paramedic program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Bears capture set 2 and got a substantial lead in set 3. Trying to take 2 out of the first 3. Pressure on the Coyotes in set number 4. Shipman sending it over. Redding is there. Williams able to track it down. Sent over by Edmondson. Brown pumping it over to Alleman. In the backcourt to Butler. Redding, little shove over. And the Bears will improve that lead to 8. And Butler serving again. Has a single ace this year. 086 hitter on the season. And she will serve into the net. Speaking of Wallace Hansfeld, which we were moments ago, that's the next conference opponent for Bevill State. They will take on Wallace Hansfeld on Tuesday at home. Over goes to Redding. That is blocked, but out of bounds by Wilson. Bailey Ori on the serve. Dug out by Sanchez. Shoved over by Ottoman. There is Butler. Over it goes to Baker. Martin able to get to it. Ottoman driving it. And there was an antenna, I think, that was hit on an Ottoman shot. And they stop playing toward the point. 9-point Bears lead. Ori serving. Over goes to Wilson. And she'll drive it off of Vice. Alleman will serve. Sarah Alleman. 16 aces. Baker there first. Back set. Edmondson able to get it inside the antenna. Over to Wilson. She'll drive it off of Vice. 2 straight for the Coyotes. And Alleman serving again. Vice there first. Williams over to Baker. Alleman able to return. Baker to Sanchez. Free ball to Vice. Williams tracking it down. Baker into the backcourt. Setting him Wilson. It is blocked by Edmondson. Over to Brown. Able to lob it over the block of Edmondson. Into the net from Butler. And that is 3 in a row from the Coyotes. Taking a 9-point lead. Turning it to 6. Alleman again on the serve. Butler's there. Williams shoving it over to Baker. Brings it across from the left side and dropped it in front of the sideline. Creeping up on 1 hour in the match. Yeah, the Bears with a 7-point lead. Now Michael King checking into the lineup. Got this 2 libero system working for the Bears. Kind of reminds me of the Baker Gators back in the, man, it may have been the 80s, and I'm talking about that Baker team out of Florida. Little small school who had a run in the 80s of state championships and about I don't know, maybe a 50, 60, 70 game win streak. Baker driving it over. And 1 year, legendary coach John Inzer used a 2 cornerback system to bring in plays from the sidelines. Kind of unusual. You just alternate plays, the 2 cornerbacks. Okay, it's a little different, but kind of similar. The 2 liberos, Vice and King. And it is King who is in now with Williams serving. Floated over to Sanchez. Back set Wilson. And that'll go off Williams. Wilson to serve. Wilson has played in all 11 matches in 37 sets. And serves it up in a 6-point game. Alleman with a set to Shipman, tips it over. That's off Baker. Oh, he tried to get to it, couldn't. And Wilson will serve again. Bears needing 4, Coyotes needing twice that much. Just a little bit long on the serve. And it'll be Daisy Baker serving. Baker to Alleman, over it goes to Shipman. And will drive it off Williams. And the service rotation has got us back to Cameron Brown. Lobs it over, dug out by King. Back over to Redding, two-handed shove to Brown. Sanchez with a set to Alleman, steps up, floats it over. Back set to Liverett. Back over it goes to Sanders, drives it, Baker's there. Setting up Redding, Redding will drive it, drop it in front of Baker. King coming off the floor, Edmondson checking back in. Meanwhile, Dozier serving and serves into the net. Kinsley Martin back in to serve. In the North Conference, Bears 0-6. Of course, this is a non-conference game. Coastal South 1-3 in the South. (24-18), we're at set point. Served up by Butler. Setting up Alleman, launches it over. Redding able to get to it. Williams will drive it off Alleman. Returned by Martin. Free ball from Sanchez. Over it goes to Redding. And Martin able to get out of the way. Just wanted to make sure the official knew she got out of the way. Going, hey, I turned. I spun away from him. And the officials say yes. Redding shot going long. Weiss back in. Over it goes to Edmondson, and she'll go long. And Martin again dodging and ducking to get out of the way. And Sanchez serving again. Williams with a set to Redding. And that will do it. We're done with 3, and the lead now belongs to the Bears. Coyotes taking the opening set, Bears the next 2. And for the Coyotes, 4 is a must-win.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Preparing for surgery is like getting ready for the big game. You arrive early. You get your mind right. You make sure every tool is ready and the team has the right equipment. Your patient may never know your name. They may never realize that somebody cared enough to ensure all the little tasks were done right. But that's okay. You do. Be somebody. Enroll in the Surgical Technology program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Coyotes with their backs against the wall. Got to win set number 4 and force a 5th. And after back-to-back Bear wins, trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. And don't forget, follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to watch the game later. On demand, we got a year's worth of stuff on the website, and you can watch it all for $25 a year and download it all. Don't forget, too, all of this coming up this weekend. Bears and Coastal North tomorrow at 11, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Wildcats and Coyotes. Noon local, 1 o'clock Eastern. The number 6 ranked Bulldogs of Georgia Military. They battled Floodwaters and have made it to New York. They will take on the Mustangs. And heck, might as well bring you a little baseball too. We're going to do volleyball and football. Toss in another sport this weekend. ABC Fall League Baseball from Wicksburg. 4 games tomorrow, 4 games Sunday. And it is all right here on JockJive. Coyotes got to win this one. Down 2 sets to 1. Bears trying to wreak a little revenge. Lost to the Coyotes in an earlier meeting up in North Alabama. 3-1, by the way. And now trying to match that on the Coyotes' home floor. Coyotes wanting a 5th set. So let's see what happens in set number 4. Into the backcourt, picked up by Ori. Binkert able to get to it. Setting up Shipman. Ori able to retrieve. King bounces it over to Baker. Baker to the backcourt. Ottoman with a shove over. Williams able to get to it. Palmed over by Baker. Sanders with a drive. Shipman with a drive. Williams returning both. Liverett getting the first point. One zip Bears lead with Callie Williams serving. 23 aces. And there's an error. Brown will serve. An hour 10 into the match. Here on the campus of Coastal Alabama South. And Brown going wide. Daisy Baker serving. Another big contributor to the 137 aces this year from the Bears. Alleman will drive it into the corner. Kinsley Martin checking in and will serve. I don't think Martin has started a match, but she's been in every set. She's like that sixth man in basketball. Into the backcourt to Sanchez. Over to Alleman, tips it over. Williams and Redding both making a move for the ball, and each thought the other was going to get it. And the Coyotes will tie it up at 3 each. Sanchez device, gets out of the way. Williams just a hair long with a pass to Edmondson. Coyotes claiming the lead. Coyotes 20-20 as far as sets are concerned. Ace from Sanchez. And as far as sets go for the Bears, and of course this is coming in when you tack on sets played today, Coyotes just a nudge below the 500 mark in sets. But the Bears coming into today, sporting a 19-61 mark. They've won a couple of sets. So now officially 21-62. Abby Butler with the serve. Brown back sets. Bankert comes up a little short. Bears tie it at 5. Served up by Butler. Sanchez there. Over goes to Wilson into the backcourt. Retrieved by Baker. And Williams couldn't get a set. Coyotes with a 1-point lead. Well, if you're the Coyotes, you want to take this to a 5-set match. If you're the Bears, you're trying to win it in 4 and do that for the first time this year. Alleman serving again. Over to Edmondson. Martin able to get to it. Sanchez tracks it down right in front of Dr. Richie Delaney. And the Coyotes building a 3-point lead. Coyotes come into today 11 in kills percent, 12 in hitting, 11 in assist percent, 10 in blocks and service aces percent, and 9 in digs. Wow, Sanchez got to pass off, but Edmondson there for the return. Meanwhile, Bevill State 12 in kills, 9 in hitting, 12 in assist percent, 2 in blocks, and 12 in aces and digs. Brown to Alleman, shoves it over to Wilson. Wilson driving it, but Butler able to get to it. Free ball sent over by Weiss. Over this time to Brown again. Ori on the receiving end. Baker will drive it. Martin able to get to it. Free ball from Bankert into the backcourt to Ori. And a joust between Wilson and Edmondson. Bankert sending it over. Weiss to Martin. Two-handed shove, dropped it right in front. of a campfire of ladies. Martin coming out of the game. Sanders back in. Bankert serving. 9 serving 6. Over to Baker. To the opposite corner, Sanchez. Wilson. Nice save on the dive by Butler. Williams with a bump over to Baker. Brown there. Ottoman back over to Brown. And Brown drives it down the line, but long. King checking into the game to serve for the Bears. Sanders there first. Big back set to Wilson, and Wilson into the net. And a Michael King serving again. 18 aces for King. Over to Sanders, tips it over with a left hand. And the Coyotes trying to build some confidence. 1 was not particularly comfortable. 2's not that much better, but it's a little more comfortable than 1 and a little more comfortable than being down by 2. Coyotes would love to go on a run, build a big lead, and feel confident they're going into a set 5. Wilson again serving. Timeout on the floor, Bears. Let's take a break with the Coyotes up by 3.
Max hates going to the vet. It smells funny. It makes him feel anxious. And worse, overweight. But today he doesn't feel well. So he and his person are glad that someone is there to make him better. Somebody who also understands what a good boy he is. Be somebody. Enroll in the Veterinary Technology Program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Coyotes with a 3-point lead in a set they've got to lead and win and force a 5th. Or else you fall to 500 on the year. On the other side of the floor, Bears trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. Wilson will serve. And, wow, what a send back over by King. Into the corner and goes to Butler. Williams setting up Baker, drives across court. Wilson there. Over to Sanders. Sanders shot blocked by Dozier. Got the back set, Dozier. Stepping up, driving it through the Sanders block. And the Bears trim it to 2. Callie Williams serving. 264 assists for Williams. Tops by far. I mean, she's running all over the floor to set up others. Launched over by Brown. Got the back set to Baker. It is blocked by Shipley and Sanders. And the Coyotes building a 4-point lead. Brown serving. And that will drop in front of the sideline. Bears thought it was headed out. It stays in. And Brown will pick up an ace. 5-point Coyote lead. Shoved over by Dozier. Binkert able to dig it out. Sanchez. Able to the top of the net. Dug out by Ori. Binkert with a save in the backcourt. Brown over to Sanders. And Sanders into the net. AC Baker serving for Bevill State, the freshman outside hitter. Another Addison High School product. Binkert able to get to it. And that'll go long from Shipman. Baker again serving. Got 2 from Addison. You got 2 from Jasper. 2 from Cordova. These Bears travel in pairs. Kinsley Martin with the serve. Meanwhile, if you look at the other side of the floor, there are 2 Coyotes from the same hometown. You got Biloxi, Tuscaloosa, Demopolis, New Orleans, Dothan, Fairfield, Lillian, Pierre Part, Spanish Fort, New Orleans, Jemison, Gadsden, and Enterprise all represented. Williams with a back set. Dozier driving it off Martin. And Dozier serving. Well, there's that group of ladies on the sidelines that we thought might get in. Not so sure now. Hardigan, Hales, Rutledge, Barkley. Brown tries to dig it out, can't. And Foster is the other. I don't see Foster at the moment on the sidelines though. Oh, there she comes from the hallway. Shipman, nice return by Ottoman, but she gets up and reaches for the small of the back. Over it goes to Shipman, and she will drop it in. Well, that's what the line judge said. The referee says no. And it was wide of the mark. And Dozier will serve. Sanchez there. Brown bumps it over to Alleman. So dink it over. Redding able to get to it. Back set Williams. Liverett sending it over. Joust there on the net. Alleman. Going outside. Turns it into a one-point game, and that gets the attention of Coach Dr. Richie Delaney in a must-win set for the Coyotes.
Discover culinary arts at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Coyotes have got to win 4, force a 5th. They lead it by 1. Katie Dozier serving for the Bears. Binkert to Brown. Stepping up is Shipman, forces it over. Dug out by Dozier. Williams with a set to Redding. Ottoman able to get there. Smash back over, but Brown able to retrieve. Binkert tipping it over, and Dozier. Redding claiming the antenna got hit. And I think our line judge is agreeing. And now the officials coming to talk with the head referee. But it did look like the line judge indicated that it caught the antenna. And now all the officials will confer. Well, there are 4 sets of eyes, 8 eyes that had a look at whether it got the antenna. And let's see what the official has decided. It is a Coyote point. Well, apparently none of the 4 officials could affirmatively say it got the antenna. And so it will go over to the Coyotes. The Bears appealing, Williams acting as the liaison between the referee and head coach Charlotte Beasley. Sanchez serving. Baker to Williams. Liver driving it over. Pinkert able to get to it again. Two-handed shove by Brown into the corner. Baker able to get to it. Redding dug out by Martin. Bumped over to Sanchez. Williams. Vice setting up Redding. Drives it, drops it in front of Sanchez. In to serve is Abby Butler. (16) serving 17. Coyotes needing 8 to force a 5th set. Bevill State needing 9 to keep that from happening. Williams able to track it down. Edmondson sends it over. We're tied at 17. Serving is Butler. To Martin. Brown shoving it over to Wilson. And Wilson will give the Coyotes the lead back. Oliver serving, apparently not hampered by that earlier little tweak in the back. She made kind of an odd move, reached for the small of the back. Really, when she picked up the ball, though, kind of instead of just reaching down, kind of squatting down to pick it up. Back might be a little bothersome to her. Does the same thing again. Just kind of squatting down to pick up the ball versus bending over to pick it up. Oliver floats it over. Baker able to get to it to set it for Edmondson. Bumped over to Brown, into the backcourt to Butler. Redding will drive it. Sanchez there. Mid part of the floor, Wilson. Vice first. Redding drives. Sanchez gets to it. Oliver trying to sneak it over, but Edmondson ready for the sneak. It's a one-point game again with Ori serving. Into the net with the Ori serve. Bankard serving. Sanders in. Haley Bankard. She'll go long. King in. And King serving for the Bears. Bevill State trying to get their first road win. Their first 4-set win Coyotes trying to force a 5th set. Push that home record to 4-2. And get to 5 sets where they are above 500. Ori to Williams, over it goes to Dozier. And Sanders will send it into the net. Bears stay within 1. Callie Williams serving. It is floated over to Sanchez. Setting up Brown, drives it over. King's there. That'll be dropped in by Baker. And we are tied at 21. Callie Williams serving. Sanchez to Pinkert. Sanders sending it over. King able to save. Ori over to Liverett. Setting in the mid part of the floor. And Brown, that one just sailed on her. Took off and heads to the Bear bench. And the Bears now with a 1-point lead. Williams with the serve. Finger to Alleman. Brown tipping it over. King able to get there. Setting up Dozier, and Dozier off Sanchez. Timeout on the floor, Coyotes, as the Bears draw to within 2 of snapping an 8-game losing streak.
You see an empty field. We see a world-class tournament. We see an amazing wedding day. An empty stadium becomes a music festival. We see a blank canvas. We're the people who bring the biggest events to life. Discover event planning at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Bears need 2, Coyotes need 4. If the Bears get their 2 before the Coyotes get their 4, we don't go another set. Over to Shipman, blocked, Pinkert able to get to it. And Sanders, I think, got fingertips, she did. And the serve back over to the Coyotes. Brown will serve. Got the back set over to Baker, 2-handed shove. She hit it twice. And we are tied at 23. Brown again with the serve. Bumped over to Williams, sends it to Dozier. Baker there in the backcourt. Brown able to pull it off the net, and then Sanchez goes wide. Set and match point for the Bears. Baker, 21 aces this year. Played off the roof, but able to get to it. Sanchez. Brown off the top of the net. Over to Redding. Sanchez able to get to it. Sanders will drive it. We're tied at 24. And somebody's got to get 26. What a play by the Coyotes to play it off the rafter. That is so difficult to determine where it's headed and how fast off the deflection. So somebody's got to get to 26. Martin sending it over. Got the back set to Dozier. Brown's there. Able to dig it out. Binkert into the backcourt to King. Williams with a set outside of the antenna for Redding. Coyotes at set point. Kinsley Martin, 11 aces this year. Brown able to get to it, tracked down by Sanchez. Binkert, free ball over. Williams with a set to Redding, and Redding will drive it over and knot it up at 25. Somebody's got to get 27 before we wrap up set 4. Dozier serving. Into the backcourt to Sanchez. Brown with the back set to Sanders, and Shipman rather. Williams back set, Liverett. Martin able to get there. It is bumped over to Alleman. And Redding couldn't get to the Williams pass. Back to set point for the Coyotes. Trying to force a 5th set in the match. Served by Sanchez. Alleman able to pull it off the net. Sanchez able to send it over. Edmondson driving it off Brown, and then trying to get out of the way. Martin couldn't get around her to get a set for Binkert. And we're tied again, this time at 26, meaning 28 is where somebody's got to get to win set 4. Abby Butler on the serve. Wilson into the net. Bears at set and match point. Abby Butler has 1 ace this year, serves it up. Brown with a set to Wilson. Wilson will tip it over. It's a good Butler dig. Free ball sent over by Weiss. Wilson into the backcourt to King. Williams with a set to Redding off Sanchez. And the Bears have snapped an 8-game losing streak. When they played in North Alabama, Coyotes won at 3-1. They play it here in South Alabama, and the Bears will win at 3-1. Coyotes take the opening set, Bears the next 3. And there is your final. Coyotes now 6-6 on the year, 4-19 are the Bears. And the Bears win their first 4-set match, 1-6 in 4-set matches. Coyotes go to 1-1. And Fridays haven't been particularly kind to the Coyotes. Now 0-3 on Fridays. And don't forget tomorrow, Bears and Coyotes again, but it'll be the Coyotes North at 11 o'clock. We'll have that one for you. Also got the Coyotes North and Pearl River at 3. Football tomorrow on 2. Baseball as well, all right here. Thanks for watching. With a reminder that you can subscribe to our premium channel. Watch this one later. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get a lot of extra stuff. Interviews, conversations, shows, and more. 3-1 Bears win. Thanks so much for watching. For all the folks with Coastal Alabama and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.